I think, that was another one that I wanted to ask. Is chasing a thing for men? Like, do men actually like to chase women? I'm not talking about just a casual relationship, friends with benefits, but if they're looking for something serious, do men like to chase, or is that like a normal thing, or do they prefer just to have like a very open conversation about things, or is the chasing part, I don't know, something that men just like to do or expect to do?
If I'm being honest, I think if a guy was looking for a serious relationship, I think anyone looking for a serious relationship, if they go, okay, I'm ready for something serious, somebody walks in who is their type, that they're attracted to, who wants something serious with them as well, that they get on with, goes, hey, I'm looking for something serious, and then they get together. I think that's like the perfect ideal for anyone. I think the reason men have grown accustomed to chasing is because they've always had to.
Oh.
Because women generally don't chase.
No.
Like, women don't make, even if a woman likes a guy, what she'll do is provide the opportunity and avenue for him to chase. So she'll like, maybe, I don't know, if they're at a bar, she'll be looking at him, maybe she'll smile at him or something, but she won't actually go and approach him. You know, she'll say, hey, I'm available for you to approach. Like, come talk to me. Or on Instagram, she maybe will like his story or like his photos and comment or something. So it's like, stereotypically, that's kind of how the feminine chase. She'll provide the opportunity for the man to directly chase her. I think some guys do like the chase, but they only like the chase if they think what they're chasing is reachable. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And how they know if it's reachable is if she is, what we talked about, reciprocating. So he's like, I like making the first move. I like taking the steps forward, so long as she's also reciprocating that intention and effort. But if he's like, oh, I'm chasing and I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm not getting anything back, guys don't like that, because it's like, well, what am I doing it for? So it's kind of, you know, you want to run the race that you want to, you know, you have a chance of winning. But if you're like, hey, why don't you race against Usain Bolt? It's like, well, I'm not going to win. So why would I run? Do you know what I mean? So I think it's more, I think that's what it is. I think it's exciting when we're progressing towards something that we want. We get excited, right?
Yes. But it has to be followed by some form of reciprocation. It's not just chasing without any sort of reward. So that's not something men like to do, from what you said.
I think it's just because
chase for the sake of chasing.
Yeah, it's kind of like, imagine you're playing like Super Mario, like a video game, right? And it's like, you want to get to level 10, but to get to level 10, you have to go to level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. And level 10 is why you started the game. You want to get to the end, right? You want to get to the big boss. If you're stuck on level 2 and you can't get level 2, you just stop playing.
Yeah.
Right? Eventually you will stop playing, because it's like, with each level, you get a reward, you level up, you get better weapons and stuff, you get better equipped for the next level, right? If you can't progress past a certain level, a lot of the time people will be like, cool, well, I'm just not going to continue playing this because I can't get past this level. So I think for a lot of guys, at least I would say guys who are self-respecting, who value themselves, value their time and effort and intention. If a woman's not reciprocating and he's given a lot, then he will like, she's just not interested, so I'm just going to move on. Because there's another woman who will reciprocate that, and we're looking for the same thing. Which is why I'm saying this whole kind of game playing, sometimes women can shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
And that's not about giving everything up front, but it's just about reciprocating. Yes,
that's a very good point. And something I wasn't quite sure enough. But you clarified my doubts. Thank you. No. It's a very sad story about Mario Kart, you know, when you said you're stuck at level 2 and you just stopped playing. I just felt like, you know, it's a very sad one.
I know. I mean, listen, if I've been stuck at level 2 for 2 weeks and I'm playing it every day, I'm moving on to a different game. I'm not, why am I killing myself just so I can get to Bowser at the end? Like, I don't care that much.
I would probably stop after like 15 minutes. I'll be like, fuck this.
Yeah, I'm out.
Bye.
Kind of since, you know, you said like watching these other dating podcasts and kind of understanding men more, what was like one thing that really opened your eyes in terms of the dating dynamics between men and women? What was like one thing that at first was a shock, but then as you saw some stuff and you're like, and maybe even you start to see certain things in your own life. You're like, oh wow, it's like, you know, when you see something, you can never unsee it. What was like one thing that you were kind of like, wow, this really opened my eyes about men?
I guess the fact that men are also humans. You know,
Who knew?
Humans with very similar needs to us women in one way.
Yeah.
And they also want to be loved, listened to. That's a big eye opener that I kind of found it out through my job as well. It wasn't just a podcast, but podcasts kind of reinforced that kind of idea and assumption.
What is your job? What do you do?
I work as a model, and I also have OnlyFans.
OnlyFans girl.
Oh my god! Now I'm going to be put into that category, like OnlyFans girl. But yeah, I produce digital content that I sell to people on different platforms. I film and shoot for different websites with pictures and videos. Different things, whatever people kind of want, I just monetize it. I mean, I do my best.
Do your thing, girl.
But
Time's hard.
But yeah, through
just move the mic real quick. Yeah, just move it. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So we can hear you.
But yeah, through podcasts and also my job, because when I model, most of my photographers, 95% are men, usually a bit older, 50 plus. So I've noticed that these men very often just want to be listened to. They just want a normal interaction. They want to feel respected, listened to. And that kind of really opened my eyes, because I never kind of thought about it. For me, being listened to, being respected, or just being appreciated, being complimented. These are like normal things for women, most women,
Yeah, very true.
And that's actually a big one. Being complimented as a man doesn't really exist. That's what opened my eyes. Yeah, that was one of the podcasts I watched, and I couldn't believe it. And I thought, all these things like respect, being appreciated, complimented, being listened to, we take it for granted. I think myself, for example, because I never really think about it. And for men, you guys don't really get any compliments. No, very rarely, and especially not from women.
Yeah, very true.
No,
very
women
true.
do not compliment men very often, and men, a man to a man, very rare, I think, as well.
Yeah.
So all these things that kind of really opened my eyes that men just want very, very basic things that I, for example, take for granted, and something I don't even think about. And as much as men, love sex and stuff, they very often, especially these days, a lot of men are very lonely. And what they want is just a very simple connection, or just being listened to, or just feeling appreciated or respected. And these are very basic things that we don't even think about. And I was kind of mind blown. I thought I was a victim. I thought I was living in such a bad world because, sexual assaults and all that stuff. And I don't want to sound like, it's not a big issue.
Of course.
But, men also get assaulted. And yeah, that really opened my eyes. And I started being more, I think, understanding towards men. So, for example, whenever a man would try to give me a compliment on the street when I was on my own, for example, or they would just look at me, or they would say hi, or just in a nice way. I'm not talking about being derogatory and saying, oh yeah, nice ass bitch.
Yeah, of course.
But more like, hey, you look pretty, or you look beautiful. I would either blank them, or I would just, get kind of aggressive inside. Just a very weird reaction to it, because I thought, they sort of harassing me sexually, telling me nice things. And this is the mentality us women have. Many women think this way.
Yes.
So after watching all these podcasts, even like little things like, men saying nice things to me on the street, even if it's unsolicited, now I kind of smile back and I say, oh, thank you. Oh, that's very kind of you. Or when men come up to me, try to chat me up, I kind of have a conversation with them, a short one, because I would normally just say I'm dating somebody, because I am. So I would just say, oh, sorry, I'm dating somebody. And I started saying to them that, well done for coming up to me, because that takes a lot of courage. I would never do that as a woman. And I'm quite confident, I'm very extroverted and I'm very confident. I have no issues talking to random people.
Yeah.
But if I like the guy and if I had to come up to him and say, oh, you look handsome, no fucking way. No chance ever, no.
You would have definitely made their day. You like saying no, but being like, but thank you for coming up and say hi.
Yeah.
Like you would have made their day. Because even though it's like a rejection, he'd be like, wow, like she actually just acknowledged the effort that I made. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's so hard. And most guys don't approach because they don't want to be creeps and, they're like, oh, okay, I don't want to disturb her. And usually the guys who approach, they're the kind of guys who approach everyone a lot of the time.
It's a good practice.
It is good practice.
It's a good training, It
is. It's funny. I don't know if I should actually disclose this.
Yes, you should.
She's like, yes, tell us.
I want to
Get yourself
know.
in trouble. There's a game my friend and I used to play when we were like hit our like teens and we probably stopped in our early 20s, but it was called Go, and it would basically be like, oh, if we were out in public and stuff and we saw an attractive girl, it would be like, okay, you just have to go, and you'd say go and you just have to go and talk to her. Like, you have to go and like say hi, because for guys it's so terrifying to like especially talk to a girl that you think is attractive and to try and just introduce yourself, to say hi, like, you look really cool or something. And that game was specifically designed to get over that fear. Do you know what I mean? Though I would never play it now, and I don't recommend any guy playing it now. This was like, 8, 9, 10 years ago.
I'm sure you still play it sometimes. You're saying like, no.
No chance. He's like, go. I'm like, I'm not looking for a case. Absolutely not. I don't want anyone calling the police on me at all.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh.
I know. But the thing is though, I think it's good because the reason I think it's good in that sense is it forces men to start to recognize the subtle cues that a girl likes him. Because I think women tend to communicate very indirectly. So I was saying about if she likes a guy in a bar or club environment, she's making eye contact with him. Her body language is facing him. Maybe she's looking at him while she's sipping her drink. Do you know what I mean? All of these little signs and cues, a lot of men miss. At the same time, he'll take an interest in a girl who's given him no cues or signal that she's into him, and he'll try it. And because she doesn't directly say, no, I'm not interested, he's like, okay, well, there's still a chance. Do you know what I mean? Even though she might be communicating to him that she's not interested, like she's facing away from him, she's not really she's not continuing the conversation, all of that stuff. So I think it's good that men evolve and become more socially adept to pick up these cues from women. So when you pick up those cues from women, which I have, and if you go, oh, okay, like I feel like I'm getting a few cues here, then you go and approach and say, I like you, or like, hey, you look really cool, let me get you a drink, or what's going on. So I don't think it's all or nothing. I think it's a balance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the whole life is all about balance. It's just finding it. That's a bit of 100%. An issue, isn't it?
So you said you're dating someone.
I was.
You was.
I am kind of in between.
Kind of in between. Yeah. In between people, or in between dating. No,
in between dating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.